Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day. So far there's plenty going on at the moment. Modern Warfare 2's release date has been confirmed. Scump is explaining exactly what it's going to take for him to still be competing into next year. But how likely is it really that he's going to step away from competing, given the fact that he agrees that here in Call of Duty Vanguard, he is playing some of the best Call of Duty that he has ever played. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for all the support yesterday and the kind wishes, all the type of good stuff. So look, let's just hop into Modern Warfare 2. We see there's some attached in the reply. I'm not going to say it. So maybe this is the key. Attach has been saying for the last several years that whatever the new Call of Duty game is going to be the greatest Call of Duty game that we have ever seen. Hasn't really worked out the last couple of years, especially this time in Vanguard. So maybe he's not going to say it. He's struggling not to put the tweet out. I'm sure he's going to do it at some point. But yeah, here we go. Now it ships on October the 28th. This is slightly earlier than it usually does. Usually, of course, we see the new Call of Duty come out in early November, like second week in November, somewhere around there. I believe the earliest one ever, unless there's some way back in the day that came out earlier, was I'm pretty sure Black Ops 4 came out on something like October the 12th or like 2 weeks into October, pretty much a month earlier than usual. And in that game, of course, we had our first event back in December, which of course was pre-CDL days, but still, it does raise the question to me that, okay, look, we've got a 2 week less off season than we could have because the game comes out 2 weeks earlier than usual, which I think is a good idea. And also hopefully means that, it means the CDL actually can, effectively they have zero excuses at all to not have an event in December. The game comes out in October, there has to be an event in December or something like that, right? Like, that's been our big hope the last couple of years, really. Like, why does the league start so late in January? We need to make sure there's more happening early on. And the CDL have zero excuses not to do that now when the game is coming out in late October. So it's not incredibly earlier than it usually would be, but still, they're trying to bring it back as far as they can, I guess, because Vanguard didn't really hit the nail on the head. And, with any luck, this means we should have the league starting in December. I would at least hope, because Daniel Side did say towards the start of the season that they hear our complaints about the fact that the season starts too late, and he's going to, try and do his best, I suppose, for next season to make it happen. And of course, the game releasing now definitely, gives it more chance to actually do that, make sure the game is actually in a decent competitive state by the time December comes around, and also launch ranked play or whatever alongside the launch of the league. So thought that was, some rather promising stuff. Of course, it remains to be seen whether Infinity Ward or the CDL shall deliver. We are seemingly going to get a reveal trailer here in a few days' time on June the 8th, so I guess we'll stay tuned for that one. And look, of course, C-Cod's back, baby. It's Modern Warfare, it's aBeZy, we're back in business again. I don't know if they're going to remake aBeZy for anything, but look, I think some people look back on Modern Warfare thinking, okay, was the game really too bad? Like, I think it was pretty bad, to be honest, for Hardpoint and, oh god, domination, especially. I don't even want to talk about it. So hopefully this time's better. But yeah, we go from Vanguard straight into an Infinity Ward game that we might be playing for 2 years. It could be a little bit of a difficult time. We shall see, and I'm sure Scump is looking at it thinking, okay, when do I want to step away? When do I want to stop competing? Probably not anytime soon is my guess, but you guys can have your read in the comment section below. There's some Bance then, my Modern Warfare 2 wishlist. Squad Spawns, Tactical Sprint, Bloom, Bacage Remake, baby. Bring it all back. And these are some of the key issues, especially Squad Spawns and Tactical Sprint and slide cancelling, this type of stuff that Scump has kind of raised complaints about and frustrations with, that this movement mechanics are kind of continuing into these games, whereas back in the day, every couple of years, the movement would change quite significantly. Nowadays, with Warzone and stuff, it's pretty much always the same. So we'll see if they decide to do anything different this time around. I wouldn't necessarily hold out too much hope. I want to talk about Vanguard real quick, because Sledgehammer are back at it again. They've made a groundbreaking update right here to Berlin Control, changing around the name of the control points to, match the search and destroy bomb sites, right? Because kind of where the bomb sites are is relatively similar. For example, the A bomb is inside the room where the B point is on control. So they thought, okay, it doesn't really make too much sense. Pretty sure they did this with Raid as well in Black Ops Cold War, just because back in the Black Ops 2 days, the way the bomb sites were, the names of the bomb sites A and B were different to what they were in Cold War. I think they changed it around to coordinate with the control points a bit more, so they've decided to do the same thing in this game. This was a bigger change, though, actually, with this one, with first in the ranked play side, the fact that, some of these attachments that are GA'd on the MP40 and the sniper rifles that the pros don't use and are restricted, right? So I think some people might be frustrated about this, but generally this is probably a good idea. Whatever you play in ranked play really should just be what the pros are playing, right? So probably a good idea to kind of, copy the GAs into this play, but of course not everyone's going to agree with the GAs, so there's that as well. But this is actually a rather major change here in regard to where the perks are in the game. Not sure any pros knew this was coming. This is kind of the funny thing, really, is that, you'd have thought a change like this was just going to change quite significantly the meta of what perks pros use would have been, consulted by the pros. They might have had some idea this was happening, and maybe they did, because I didn't really see too much talk about it. But yeah, effectively survival training, which is Tactical Mask, has moved from slot 1 to slot 3, as has Ninja. So therefore, Fortified, which is effectively Flak Jacket, is in perk 1. Now you can actually run at perk 1 alongside Ninja and alongside survival training if you want to. So you can use Flak and Tac Mask, you can use Flak Jacket and Ninja, which of course is silent movement. Now, well, what this also means, though, is that double time was effectively the staple perk, right? You know, doubling the duration of tactical sprint. You could run that with Ninja in perk 1, or like whatever you wanted to do in Harpoon and stuff like that. So now you can actually, well, probably double time is going to be used a bit less now. You can't run both Ninja and double time. So Search and Destroy is going to be a bit different. It might be, you know, is it going to nerf players like Shotzzy or whatever that can use the tactical sprint very effectively? It's an interesting change, and I think it's especially interesting just because, like, no one really knew this was coming, to my understanding. There's mixed opinions on whether this is going to make the game better or worse. A lot of people say it's going to make the game worse, but you guys can have your thoughts in the comments below. And even as B-Sport Josh says, with some of the Challenger stuff going on, they've moved Ninja to the third perk, so you can't have double time and Ninja, and the Elite Playoffs starts in 30 minutes. Absolute joke. So classic stuff, really, when, you know, they're making changes right before tournaments. At least this time they're not making changes mid-tournament. If you guys remember, I think it was back in Infinite Warfare when there was some tourney going on. It might have been an ESWC or something, and they made an update mid-weekends to uplink where the literally the uplink portal moved on, I think it was Throwback, and therefore people had their one-liners. They were lining up on Friday, and then they tuned into the game on Saturday. They tried to play the matches, and their lineups weren't hitting. So that was probably the worst it's ever got, but this wasn't exactly all that much better. Now let's talk about the optic situation then. Thirsty thought this was kind of funny actually from Dashy. He goes, well, a scrim clip right here. You don't see too many clips from scrims actually nowadays, but he does a very good job in kind of blocking out and blurring the scoreboard right here of the team that they're playing against, I guess to kind of block out the KDs and stuff, because of course their team they're playing against is very easily seen. In the bottom left you can see, okay, he's killed Dave Felly, he's killed Vivid. They're obviously scrimming with Prolute still, which is keep in mind, of course, we didn't expect Illy to be back, like as we looked at yesterday, anytime soon, really. But you know, still, Prolute is still there, so it's something to keep your eyes on, I suppose. But yeah, they're obviously playing Florida, and Dashy's just having his way with them, but I guess he's hiding the KDs or something, doesn't want them to get roasted too hard. But yeah, Optic, of course, having good progress on this offensive side, and pretty much Dashy's killing everyone at this point. But yeah, the Optic guys, there was a bit of a back and forth between these guys a couple of days ago. Of course, Scump well knows that in this game he's a very good player indeed. He had a few words to say, we'll see here in a second, about Call of Duty Vanguard, and the fact that, yeah, this game might not be the greatest, but he reckons he's playing some of the best Call of Duty in this game, and usually, like, he thinks he's better at more slower, methodical Call of Duties, with the exception of World War II, but Vanguard, if anything, is the exception to the rule in that sense, and he feels like he's, you know, really confident in this game compared to the last few years, Black Ops Cold War, and even, you know, Modern Warfare a couple of years ago that we're going back into. There was also a couple of funny clips I've got to share for you guys real quick, just because, I mean, Scump and Shotzzy, of course, the SMG duo, you know, arguably number 1, number 2 SMG in the game right now, whatever order you want to put them in, probably Shotzzy number 1, but Scump has got to be there or thereabouts right behind him, right? And the FaZe guys haven't quite been performing at their level, especially against the likes of Optic Texas, where, if anything, they're getting kind of outplayed in both those roles at the moment. But Shotzzy was asked, which players do you think are the best in certain roles? And he had his thoughts on the SMG players, right? And he, you know, gives a few names, doesn't, of course, mention Scump on the other side, and then, you know, Scump has a response to it. I don't know if you think Scump is actually, like, feels a little bit hurt by this, but he did have a response to Shotzzy as well. I'm sure, you know, it's all good and there's no chemistry breaking down internally, but I thought it was kind of funny regardless.
Brandon, Cell, Sub, probably me, Hydra, Simp, aBeZy. I don't even know for subs. I feel like a lot of subs are really good. Oh, Seth. Oh, I forgot about Seth. Oh my god, aBeZy. I don't even know for subs.
Oh, good. Yo, can I get an explanation at least for your top subs?
I already told you. I forgot.
How do you forget your teammate, man?
How would I, dude? Put it like this: the new map was starting. I was playing search, and homie asked me a question, and then I don't know. I just forgot. Like, I just forgot, bro. Why would I not say you? That makes no sense.
I don't know. Why wouldn't you?
So every single year, Scump comes out and says, okay, look, this might be my final year competing. This might be the year that I decide to step away. Now, we'll see here in a second. I mean, he even tweeted this out back in 2018, going to retire from COD, play Fortnite all day long, I guess, during the Fortnite heyday, which I suppose was early 2018. But Scump did have a few words to say here on Modern Warfare 2, effectively saying, look, I'm going to play the beta, maybe in, I don't know, August, whenever they're going to do it, September sometime, just to see how it is. And then I'm going to make my decision as to whether I'm going to play. I'm pretty sure he said something like this last year, right? And that's the thing, like, look, he's going to say, if I enjoy the game, if I think it's okay, like, look, let's do it. I'll play another year, I'll do whatever. But I feel like he does kind of say this every year. And it's also rather clear that he wants to keep competing, just because, as he says here, please, please, please be a good COD, right? Like, please actually, this game be okay so that I can keep competing, because I'm sure that he wants to, and I think that's the implication here. But if he's like, look, if the game is terrible, it might be enough is enough at this point. But he also says that, like, look, he thinks in Vanguard, he's playing some of the best COD he's ever played. So at this kind of level of performance that he's putting up this year, like, you know, why would he step away anyway?
I'm good at this game, I'm not gonna lie, because this game is like super it's just like super cracked. I mean, there's definitely times where the game slows down, but like I've always been better at like slower, more methodical games. I feel like Cold War was a slower game. Obviously, like the movement was still like pretty cracked. Like side canceling was in the game. Like you could bunny hop and stuff. I feel like I've always been better at slower games. Besides World War II. Okay. So MW2 boys, what do we think?
I can't wait.
I will be playing the beta and I will be making a decision. Quick.
Yep. Hello, Reddit.
I will be making my decision very... He's in their back spawn.
I really need to work on the
Holy
grenade.
brother.
Watch out, Zinni.
There's no way you're this scared.
Oh, Sam, weak.
Chat, I will be playing the beta and I will be making a decision upon it.
Just love top, you know.
Yo.
So I think Scump does always kind of raise the question and the concern that, okay, this might be his final year, he might decide to step away, but as you can kind of see in those clips, right, he's saying, look, please, this game, Modern Warfare 2, actually be good so we can keep competing. Prelude just absolutely spins on a go right here as well. That's pretty disgusting, you know, whatever they're playing here, some search and destroy type thing, but here on Bacage, what a phenomenal map. But yeah, I mean, hopefully next year the map's a little bit better, maybe Scump will want to stay around a bit longer, but I think as he's saying there, please be a good COD, he wanted to be a good COD, he wants to keep competing, but in the same breath, I think, yeah, okay, he spun on Neptune in that one, but then he spun on a different guy later. And well, he wanted to be a good COD, but he also has like Vanguard is such a good game for me. He reckons he's not really played this good in a long time. He reckons since the games have got a bit more cracked, you could argue the kind of slide cancel recent era of the last few years. He reckons this might be his best game since even the jetpack era, right? Like World War II, reckon he wasn't too good at. So that's the thing. If Scump feels like at the age of 27 or whatever, because he always says, okay, oldest sub in the league, oldest sub in the league. But if he's still performing that as good as he has done since he was like 22, 23 in this year's game, like now he's hitting these levels. He was also talking the other day about the fact that he's got this kind of like out of game ritual now. He goes for a run, goes for a walk, gets his like mental in the right place. Like these kind of tactics that he's picked up as he's got older have helped him to perform even better, right? So it's kind of these ideas that make me think, look, why would Scump step away when he's pretty much still at the peak of his powers? And even Rambo has said that he doesn't think Scump is out of his prime. He still thinks that Scump is in his prime in competing days. It's like I think Scump's maybe just playing with us a little bit here, but you guys can have your thoughts in the comment section below. If the game just is terrible, of course he may well just step away, right? Because he might not want to go through it for another year, but you've also got to think that this team that they've put together right now on Optic Tectors is probably the most promising team that he's had since the Dynasty, right? So intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Did just want to mention this real quick from Crone, because of course he's done a lot of his reporting on roster rumors and stuff over at Esports the last several months. Believe they're kind of, that's going to come to an end, it seems. So Crone's looking for some other opportunities. I wouldn't be surprised if Deserto step in or other people and have a word with Crone, see if they can make something happen. Zuma's interested as well though to do some business here, because I think doing a Crone kind of like free agency style, because I do think Crone doing kind of like a Crone bomb IRL live stream type thing would be absolutely superb. But very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting a like button tells your YouTube gods this is a good video. I was like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.